Hey, what's up, everybody? Chat room, people watching the YouTube videos. Welcome back. Episode, what is it, 32 of The Edge. Cool, man. We weren't around last week, had some stuff going on, so it feels like it's been forever since I've done this, so I'm not rusty this time. Normally I screw something up. Not this time, guys. We're going to be covering Paladins this week for our class highlight. There's so much Blizzard news going around. Of course, everyone has heard by now that Blizzard's former next-gen MMO codenamed Titan is now done, so we're going to be talking about that a little bit, and of course, all the other news that has been coming out recently over the past week and a half. But, per usual, the man, the myth, the legend, man, Mr. Matt Lowe. What's crappening?
What's crappening?
What's crappening?
The man, the myth, the legend. Literally, I am now a legend.
Woo!
Literally. I hit legend last week on Hearthstone. Means I can now retire from ladder. I can focus more on the tournament scene.
Nice, man. Congrats, that's awesome.
It was a tough grind, but you know, I'm glad I did it. I did all my workouts in the morning. Worked really hard. Did all my chin-ups and my push-ups.
Proud of you.
I think that's what gave me the advantage over there over my opponents. And yeah, a lot of trash talking on the way up, but you know, it was worth it.
Where did you find that the trash talking really started? Like right around what ranks?
Well, like anything above rank 4, I would just get. I actually wrote about this on my blog earlier in the week, but it was just an observation that a lot of it was just people would add you randomly after a match, and me being the naive idiot I am would approve it.
Friendly Canadian, you mean?
Yeah, exactly. And then they would just be all saying, you know, like the nastiest, trolly, like the most hurtful things, which genuinely hurt my feelings. I'm like, man, what's going on here? I beat you fair and square within the rules. I didn't cheat, didn't bot. And, you know, you got to go out there and call me all these mean, nasty names, which are very hurtful.
The difference is you have a fancy card back and they don't.
Yeah, exactly. And, like, you know,
I know.
I'm not African American either, so like, what the hell, dude?
Moving on, Sam, what's up with you?
Hi.
A swing and a miss on that one.
2 weeks in a row, no Garrosh for my guild because people like to not show up for raid.
Say it every week. The burnout is real.
Yes. Yeah, the apathy is real. So, you know, thanks guys that didn't show up for that. Thanks. But on a positive note, I was offered a YouTube partnership with TGN.
Yay.
And I am so excited because that means I get to broadcast my Twitch on there and get a lot of publicity for my YouTube channel.
That's how Towley started. And now Towley is very successful. He started with TGN, actually as a game reviewer. That's actually the first person I started really watching heavily on Twitch was Towley. And that's how I found him, was on YouTube.
For all of us, you know, not in the know, what is TGN per se?
The gaming network?
It's the gaming network. So they strictly feature and cover people that are involved in gaming.
Yep. It's kind of like they do like classic reviews, they do like gaming reviews, they do like whatever. You know, it's just whatever it's whatever. So it's very trendy and topical, you know. So
cool. All right. That's
where they get a lot of their personalities. So good for you, man. It's awesome.
It's a big week so far.
Man, everyone has cool news.
Yeah.
It sucks. I don't want to go now. Oh, you obviously you're going next, Will, but now I don't want to go at all.
I'm next.
Oh, give some cool.
Mine brings it down a little bit. All
right, good. Getting ready for me.
I learned to drywall, so there you go.
Hey, that's a useful skill.
Oh, it is. We got some stuff to fix around the house. But in more WoW-related news, I did hook up with someone from a previous MMO and start leveling a priest again on Alliance. Matt, it's Worgen. Is that okay?
I approve.
Okay.
Maybe.
It's getting worried. I know if it was a panda, it'd be done. But
panda would be like, you know, but
I thought
I will settle for a Worgen.
And I really liked the starting zone. I'd never done that starting zone.
Yeah.
What was that, Cataclysm? It was fun. I did the Goblin one. I thought way back when, and thought that was really fun too. So
awesome.
Yay, Worgens.
So it was more fun, the Worgen Priest or the drywalling?
Oh, much the Worgen Priest for sure.
A priest. I'm getting at here.
It's one of those satisfying things where you're like creating something and you're like making it look all nice, and I don't know.
I was just kind of trying to.
Drywalls.
I
I was just trying to get a reaction out of
you
Matt.
pay a guy to do that. His name is Juan in a Million.
Wow.
So what's up with you,
kid you
Sean?
Yeah. Since we're gonna segue into everyone's week in gaming with apparently racist and very discriminatory comments, how fitting.
That's the name of his business. I'll go get his business card if you want.
I live next to the largest Tyson distribution factory in North Carolina, so we employ a lot of illegals here, and that's very sensitive to me. Because if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be able to eat my delicious chicken. So, for me, I have not a lot of WoW news because I'm too busy playing Diablo 3. Still plugging away at that. Finally got my Marauder 6 piece for my Demon Hunter, and I also rolled a rucksack offhand in the same night. For you guys that don't play Diablo 3, basically what that means is I have... once you get your Marauder 6 piece, all your sentries do all your hatred spending abilities. So you just put them on your bar, basically put sentries down, and just mows everything down. It's the most overpowered build in the game right now. And if you get a rucksack on your offhand, you are allowed to have 2 more sentries down on the field at a time. So you do even more damage. So finally, I can farm T6 very easily. In fact, I can carry couple of my friends through T6 right now, so I've been having a lot of fun with that. And also on a WoW related note, I am looking for a raid team for Warlords. I was previously on Shattered Hand, originally on Manaroth. Been raiding obviously since Vanilla. Did take a pretty big break and miss though because of the burnout. Do play a rogue though, horde side stuff. So if anyone's looking for
rogue, guys, watch out. He's a rogue.
Dude, I got people. Of course I got a lot of other tunes, you know. I have a warrior tank I can do, paladin heals I can do, rogue. I got alts, man. I've been playing for a long time.
It's also hard.
Yeah, so I'm a superior race. So
What server do you want? PvE or PvP?
I prefer PvP. PvP. That's just that's what that's what I've always played on. So Manaroth and Shatterhand are both PvP servers. So, but moving forward, so we're gonna get into the news and try to go through this as fast as we can because since we did miss last week, we do want to play catch up a little bit. Something that just came out today. I just lost you, Matt. You're dead. Sorry. You're dead to me. Warlords of Draenor patch 6.0.2 background downloader is about to begin, which is great news because that means that the patch is coming fairly soon. Generally, when they introduce the background downloader, that means that they're getting ready to implement the patch, usually within 3 weeks to a month. So hopefully soon we'll see the big patch come in. Lords,
I was going to say, we
yeah.
haven't gotten a date on that yet. There's
no
official date, and they said they're going to give us some kind of a warning prior to it coming out, so people that don't have the challenge modes can still go out and knock them out.
Right.
So I'm hoping they're going to give us at least a 2-week warning. So, and I think in the past they've usually given us 2-week warnings.
Usually, yeah.
To patches like this. So, assuming they don't change anything, we're looking. It probably will not come out next Tuesday.
Yeah, it's safe to say that in the next couple of weeks we'll get a more definitive date on when the major patch will be coming, and then of course you guys can do the launch event, and it should be a good time. The Lords of War Part 3 and 4 with Duratan and Kilrog have been released. If you haven't checked those out, highly recommend them. I've watched them. They're only 5-6 minutes long, really, really short, but they are worth a watch. The art style is phenomenal, absolutely just mesmerizing to watch. So I've really, really enjoyed them, and you should too. So please, guys, go check that out. Blizzard definitely put some work into that to make sure that we're getting a little bit refreshed for Warlords. The character name reclamation now is coming in. If you haven't logged into Tune since November 13th of 2008, those names are now going to be released to the public. As one of the best commenter trolls on the Warcraft page had said, finally I can have a name with all random letters. Ha ha ha, since there are no more names left in the game. But what is there any names you guys are you don't have to say the name. I don't want you to say the name, obviously. But is there anything you guys have in mind that you want to see if you can grab once this happens?
I can now get Legolas on my hunter.
Well, not anymore, because now I'm going to go get it.
No.
Near server.
No.
I told you not to say it. That was your warning, dude. You did it anyways. So.
I'm gonna look for a couple of namesakes.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely see if I can find something.
Cooking room related namesakes.
Nice.
So yeah, that's gonna be interesting. That'd be really cool to check out, though. So, heirloom vendors going away. I know Sam's got that.
Yes, all the heirloom vendors that you get your heirlooms for Justice Points are gonna take a small vacation. But don't worry, because Darkmoon Fair and Argent Tournament vendors will remain unchanged and available. PvP heirlooms are also being untouched, which you, of course, purchase with honor. And it is important to note that Guild Reward heirlooms will not change as well. They are gold purchase, but, you know, have to have the achievement unlocked. The only heirloom that will not be obtainable during this period of time is the fist weapon that is earned at the Brawlers Guild vendor. So, that being said, Brawlers Guild is also going to go on a small vacation, so you guys may want to crank those ranks out before Season 1 comes to a close.
I did that like last week. I forgot about that.
I'm in
I
the process, but Hexos
Hexos.
is my bane.
He's so excited about that.
I am, because
It's like, guys!
Hexos. It's Hexos.
Oh,
Guys!
everything you can, like, just stand there and lol gear item level raffle stomp, but not Hexos. Nope.
No.
Moving on. What else do we got?
Oh, the cloak, man. If you haven't gotten your legendary cloak yet, I know not too long ago they extended the. What's the actual full name? They call it the Black Prince, whatever. Like
The
what is it,
Gaze.
Gaze of the Black
Gaze,
Prince.
yeah.
Like these buff names just go whoosh. All I know is the
whoosh.
awesome Black Prince buff. Yeah, the whoosh buff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways, the cloak requirement's being removed from Ordos, which means if you don't have it yet and you've never done Ordos, now you can. On the downside, the cloak is actually going to go away altogether. So, yeah, after 6.0.2, after 6.0.2, you can't start the chain anymore. And with Warlords starting, the chain's going to go away like entirely. So, the Gaze of Black Prince will extend to the next content patch, and it's going to help accelerate the process. I think what they're doing is they're also going to drop the Valor requirement too.
Yep,
And
that's
so they're dropping. So that's 3 weeks that you've essentially shaved off from getting it, and which means that you would theoretically need 1, 2, 3.
You definitely have to start like now.
4 weeks. Yeah, you gotta start like right now.
Yeah,
if
like
you
this
haven't
week.
Gotten it yet. I've already gotten like 4 cloaks on 5 cloaks on my tunes, and I'm like, I don't want to get any more. I'm just done with it.
Yeah.
Really?
I've gotten 0 because I don't give a
Damn.
F.
I have 1.
See, I mean, some people like.
Hang on a second.
Listen, I've been there, man. I've done the grinds. I've done the quests. I've done the bang my head against the keyboard. Okay, that's why you need breaks. That's why I took it.
Yeah. Well, what kills me is people complaining about how grindy it is, but
Right.
people forget that it's a process that's been built up the entire expansion. Like,
Yeah.
going through it as it came out wasn't a grind. It was just what you did.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, it was
pretty
present
negligible.
content.
But now that you have to try and bang it all out in a week or two, that's when it starts feeling the grind.
Yeah.
Yep. And speaking of legendaries, we do know that the next legendary in Willows of Draenor has a name. It is called Khadgar's Band of the Archmage, and you can start that quest chain at level 98.
Yep.
Katie, have you started that at all yet on your beta tunes at all, or?
I picked it up from our lovely Garrison guide,
Right.
and then I
nothing
just
yet.
kind of left it. I actually, right before the show, decided to go start that adventure, and the first chunk of it actually takes you into Skyreach,
Ooh.
and
Wow.
Skyreach hurts a little. It's hard
Yeah.
to pump that one, so that's where I'm at.
I think I'll tackle that over next week. We should both check it out and just kind of report next week on.
This is why-
our thoughts on it so far.
We just all need to get in a guild together. You know? I mean, like, we pretty much have, like, everyone here. We have, like, DPS, tank, heals. Like, we just need one other person. Like, what do you do?
Yep.
Nothing. Just stand there.
Couple problems with that, Sean. First of all, you play Horde, and
Well,
I
The
play
prob-
Alliance.
Isn't the problem
Well,
you
there's-
play Alliance? I think that's the problem.
I think it's 3 versus 1.
Yeah.
3 versus 1 alliance.
Majority rule.
So the
So,
problem now is you need a new healer.
so the problem is,
Wait.
Matt.
Wait, and he's Panda too, so he could be both. It's not like he's
Yeah,
always a
see?
Panda. Boom.
Wow.
Uh,
Swerve. Swerve. I don't even know what it means, but I hear a bunch of young people saying it all the time nowadays.
Swerve.
Swerve.
Yeah. Speaking of which, moving on, and that's it for the entire.
Swerve.
Done with you.
Swerve.
If you guys hadn't heard, GX3, which was formerly known as GamerX, a LGBT-friendly convention in San Francisco, reached their Kickstarter goal on the 15th, so the convention is a go.
Nice.
And it's important to note that Blizzard, as soon as they announced that they were going to try and go for a third rendition of this convention, they donated $10,000. So it's congratulations to GX3.
Congratulations on Blizzard's tax write-off.
Yep.
Good for them.
I never thought about that.
Yeah.
Well, even if it's, of course, contributions are a tax write-off, but it's more important to see Blizzard getting into recognizing and benefiting the LGBT community.
Absolutely.
Because.
What else we got on the docket? What else is going on?
Since Will had talked about the Warcraft Logs Feats of Strengths last show, not last week, I did want to note that apparently they found out that people were hacking the rankings. So, like, so they locked down rankings until they were able to find a resolution, which is sad.
See, this is for all you World of Logs assholes.
I can understand that pressure because my guild determines rank, like raider rank and priority that you get things based on those rankings, and so that's something that affects me personally, and I'm a little upset by that people feel so compelled to try and extra cheese the system.
See, that's why I don't use that system. Stupid.
It
stupid, man. I was always a firm believer in mechanics are more important than DPS. I mean, as long as you're pumping out the DPS you should be, and you're not absolutely min-maxing to the brink of breaking your class. If you get the mechanics down, I mean, I'd rather have someone on my team that doesn't die to dumb shit than someone who's absolutely cranking out DPS, but is only gonna live one out of every 5 attempts. I mean,
they actually have a metric for that on Warcraft logs. Something that separates them from World of Logs. They have this new category called execution rank, which exactly measures stuff like that.
Yeah, that's
damage you take in.
Right.
The lower damage you take, the better. Right. The less stuff you stand in, the better, and it raises your score in that regard. So it's very, very handy.
Yeah, that is more important because that actually shows a measure of mechanical skill versus just I mean, think back of BC when hunters were basically just a one-button macro class. I mean, that doesn't.
The Elsevier class.
Yeah, that doesn't determine skill. That just determines you can read a form. Whoop-de friggin' do, dude. So, anyway, that's my 2 cents.
Hey, I'm proud of my 97.5% survivability, even if my DPS rank is negligible at best.
I like that they do it for the guild kills too. To say this guild executed this fight better than this other one. Took less time, took less damage overall, blah blah blah.
Right.
Sort of thing. So I like that too.
Yeah. It's interesting to mete out skill over time invested, especially when it comes to, those world rank ones that spend 7 days a week until they kill it, as opposed to a team that doesn't.
Nice.
Yeah.
So what's next?
For those that take part in the Twitterverse, like myself, the infamous Samwise GDA made a Twitter account last week, and for every 1,000 followers that he's been piling up rather quickly, he's been releasing previously unseen artwork. And if you guys aren't familiar with Samwise, you really need to go check it out because it's just epic.
So Samwise Gamgee, Lord of the Rings.
Sean.
For the Horde! Fluffy man of the Horde!
Yes.
Oh, man.
Oh, moving on from that. Good thing it's me next. I was gonna... So, the other weekend, I think 2 weekends ago, there was an issue with ESL America. We were talking... This is regarding the PvP, the arena tournament. And there was a bit of a scandal going on. There were some reports of false reports being filed. Blizzard has addressed the issue, and lore has posted that the day 1 rounds will not be rescheduled. So these are like I think the story is that there were some teams that were playing their games ahead of time, ahead of their scheduled day, and they didn't realize this. I don't know if it was because someone was trying to trick them or mess them up or whichever, and because of this, they played their games on the wrong day, and well, the results stand because you can't reschedule it now because you've already played the match. So it seems like there were some issues with the way the tournament was run, and there were a lot of players that were quite upset about this, and which is kind of a shame considering it's so close to BlizzCon, and these are the games that kind of determine, I guess, who goes to BlizzCon and who competes there. So, hopefully they get a resolution of this stuff and take the steps to prevent this kind of thing from happening again, because it kind of ruins the sanctity of the whole thing.
Yeah, a lot of people are mad about the tournament setup.
Yeah, it's not good not good at all on their part.
Nope.
So that's it for PvP news.
This happens when Blizzard buys ESL.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell they're doing. So.
Other bit of good news that we reported on a couple months ago: Undermined Turtle
Undermined Turtle.
The Undermined
Turtle.
The Undermined Journal made its triumphant return. They had announced that they didn't come back before Warlords, that they wouldn't be at all. So with that, they have implemented some new systems. They're working with the Auction House API and beta testing some new features. They did wipe all legacy data, so there's nothing from this month going back, but they are preparing for the merging of the Horde and Alliance auction houses, battle pets, mounts, and everything else going forward. So check it out and give feedback, because right now only about 20% of the people that were visiting prior to them shutting down are returning. So
Wow.
Spread that word. For such a valuable tool, we really want to show those guys some love.
Is that a siren? Yes, it is.
For
My
sure.
bad.
Not
My
mine.
bad.
So someone must have insulted somebody in Canada, so they have to call the police. You, sir.
The Alliance.
Can I finish,
The
please?
Alliance-
Can I finish,
the
please?
Alliance are assembling in the chat room and they're scared.
Clearly.
Shaking in their little boots.
So PTR was launched for 6.0, yay! And with it, the opening event for Blasted Lands for Warlords of Draenor, and it's the same as what we've seen on beta. And participating in the event gives you the whole Iron Starlet, the achievement, Iron Vanguard title, all that fun jazz. But note that the zone will be phased, and Lobby's questioning that area will, of course, remain unaffected by this, so you can't be ganking those level, 55 or so? Is that Blasted Lands?
Yep.
55, yeah.
55 to 60.
Can't be doing that. And good thing the PTR's out, as we said. We'll have 6.0 soon, so yay.
Yay, 6.0.
Yay.
Yay.
New character models and
Yeah.
everything.
And everyone, I mean, if you don't know this, everyone can log into the PTR and download and check it out. This is not something you need a key for. Just need a whole lot of hard drive space to download. It's a lot,
Apparently.
That is true.
like 25 gigs. Moving on, tier tokens was announced can be warforged, so that's cool. And they can have sockets and tertiary stats. Secondary stats will remain static, and they'll operate much like the Timeless Isle tokens do. So you won't know what it is until you open up a token. And I guess the theory is that you can add new features and extra features that prolong the replayability, for the gear rewards. So I don't know. What do you guys think, Diablo man, Sean? What do you think about this style of gear?
I mean, I can tell you that the reason why it works in Diablo is because it's fast paced. It's one of those where that's the point of the game, is to find the perfect gear, and for a subscription based MMO, running into something like that can be kind of frustrating, because you're already having the casuals crying, oh, I can only play 3 hours a week, and I pay $15 a month, just like the legend himself, Maticus, and I don't understand why I can't have the same gear as him. That's not fair. So the first piece of equipment that they get is going to roll low or not have the rolls that they want, and all of a sudden it's going to be like, to the forums we go, and they put on their cape and their angry mask, and there they go, typing away about how much they hate the game. So I think it can be a good thing and a bad thing. I understand why they're doing it. I don't understand it if they plan on releasing content faster, because that's something that Moorheim has confirmed, that they want to release expansions at an accelerated rate than that they have been doing. So that doesn't really add up to me, but we'll see. I mean, I it's hard for me to ever doubt Blizzard until I really get my hands on it myself and see how they've implemented it. So
yeah, and I worry about the tier, like it'd be like, oh, I rolled this bad tier token, now I need one in the next raid.
Right,
So
because then that's a
like,
whole nother raid leader problem.
Yep.
Yeah.
There you go, Matt.
Hey man, I've been raiding for
thanks.
you for 4 years. I better be mine. He's like, hey man, I do way better DPS than he does, even though I'm new. Enjoy.
What
I'm
really
so
kills me
interested.
is the mystery of it. Like I can learn to accept and deal with, you know, the RNG of, hey, you might get a socket, you might not. It might be Warforged, but not knowing ahead of time. Like, you don't know until you turn it in if it's going to be Warforged or not, and that sucks because it doesn't narrow down who wants that piece from week to week.
Right.
Instead
'cause
of
you can-
like,
and you
oh,
can always
well,
pass
you know, Johnny, Judy, and David already have their Warforged, have their tokens, and I don't, but they got crappy pieces and they still want to roll.
That sounds like almost something like you need to predetermine before your raid group even starts to raid, with
Yeah,
a spreadsheet, being like, okay, if this is the situation, this is what's going to happen. You know, if so-and-so gets this tier piece regardless of the role, this next tier piece will go to said person because of X rule. You know, so that sounds like
Giant
something.
flowchart being set up for that right now as we speak.
Yeah, I mean, it needs to be done though. I mean, if it's
I'm
not,
a fan. Absolutely not a fan of this. I remember back to the days of Throne of the Four Winds, of when we actually had, you know, legit randomized loot, and no one ran that stuff anymore because, you know, why bother running for items that the stats may or may not be favorable to you at all. And I get that the secondary stats are gonna be static. That's great, but you know, the other things, like, I don't know. I gotta wait and see. I'm not a fan of it right now, though. If this kind of thing is gonna stay in, like, the bit about the bit about sockets. Will, do you know? Are they always gonna come with sockets, or is that like
Nope.
a chance on?
Nope.
yeah, it's
chance.
chance.
It's a chance.
And a
It's-
fairly, what did they say? You might have like across your whole set of gear for a tier. I think there was some number thrown out there, like you might have 4 or 5 sockets across all of your gear in a tier.
Yeah,
And
Very
that
low, or not very
makes me
low, but some of
sad
them.
as a jewel
Yeah.
crafter.
yeah.
Yep. GG,
That's
cool, bro.
depressing.
So get on that spreadsheet, Matt.
Yeah.
Your
got
raid
it.
depends on it.
Yep.
Bow,
So
bow,
sad.
bow.
Speaking of things we're probably not a fan of, how about that upgrade system for
Oh my
converting
God.
digital warlords to the physical collector's edition?
I don't even want to
Yeah.
comment on that.
If I didn't know that I'd be giving away a copy on stream, I'd be pretty miffed because I don't know about you, got $40 down the drain.
Yeah,
Like, I don't see why they can't convert that to just game time
Yeah, or anything
Exactly.
really. Why
I
can't you
mean,
just give us
I-
credit?
or battle
Yeah.
credit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's total
They
bullshit,
may.
man.
I think I remember one of my friends has done this for the last 2 expansions. He's bought the collector's edition in person and then already had the pre-ordered whatever digital edition.
He just likes to stand in line.
Last time he does. He
Yeah.
goes midnight.
A lot of people do. I mean, I do.
Yeah. But the last time I know he gave away his digital edition to someone else, so that worked out fine. But I think the previous one, he basically bitched and moaned, and they said, "Oh, okay, here's like 3 months or 2 months." Now, don't like go quoting, "Hey, that guy on the edge said Blizzard would give me
Right.
2 months," but I
Yeah.
think they
He's
may.
lying. Quote him.
Yeah, paraphrase him.
Just quote him.
There you go. But
I
it
know what
may
the
work
boyfriend
out.
and I did last time was I wanted the physical copy and he didn't care, so he bought the digital copy. We just logged into his account on my computer so that I could download the pre-patch content, and then ran and got my physical copy, ran home, typed it in, and was good to go within like 5 or 10 minutes. But you know, not everybody has that option or the money to cough up ahead of time.
Well,
In
nowadays,
Canada, we may not have collector's editions in time, or like enough in stock.
and the thing is that Blizzard already, I mean, they want us to take our time anyways, so who gives a shit if you're the first person on the server to play? There's no more realm first. There's no more racing to the level cap to get into raid. It's like,
It's a matter of pride, man. I want to be the first
that's
one.
the thing, like, no one cares, man. It's, you know, Like,
is.
That's on my 15 minutes.
you guys are using your old WoW ideology, man. You need to get with the future, man. It's not the way it works. Speaking of future, or lack thereof, Blizzard announced this afternoon its sci-fi and post-apocalyptic next-gen MMO codenamed Titan has been officially scrapped. So, 7 years of development. 7 years down the absolute pooper. Of course, when Blizzard announced this, it came with mixed responses from the old Blizzard community, with half saying, "Oh, I knew it. They haven't said anything about Titan in forever, and it was gonna be terrible." Then the other half saying, "Well, I totally agree with Blizzard because Blizzard knows everything, and they're the best in the world." So, and my voices are incredible, by the way, and I'm sick, so it's still good. So, me personally, I am a Blizzard fanboy. I'm going to be the latter of the voices and say that, I understand and know, from even people that have left our company with BlizzPro and gone on to work for Blizzard, that they have a very deep level of passion and for the games that they are working on, and they everyone at Blizzard plans very carefully for these. So the product that they put together is just unmeasurable in terms of passion and care. So if Blizzard felt like the fun and the passion just wasn't there, it wasn't in that game, then they're probably right. It's really hard to disagree with Blizzard when they put together these amazing games that have just consumed our entire life. So, Matt, I guess I'll start with you since you seem eager. What do you think about Blizzard dumping Titan?
I cannot help wonder if this is like a trend or examination of kind of the MMO genre as a whole. Because they're canning this one. Earlier today, the WildStar lead class designer, they left Carbine.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm wondering if Blizzard just did like an analysis of the entire of just MMOs in general and said, okay, let's take a step back here. Why are we dividing our empire, our company even further? Because why we're competing against ourselves with both WoW and Titan? Why are we doing that?
I do have a follow-up question for you guys too after this.
Okay.
Don't let me forget.
Right, and then so in this case now what they're doing is they're going all in. They're putting all their MMO eggs into WoW, which is evidence because of their huge hiring or personnel transfer. Because their WoW team expanded by, I don't actually know how much, but I know it expanded by a lot because their development of Warlords had to slow down while they brought everyone up to speed again. Right? Mm-hmm. Now, here's a crazy one for you. There's a rumor out there that the release of Destiny might have had an impact on Titan's sunset. Really? I don't know,
well,
man.
Activision's a parent company, so...
Well, Bungie is under Activision, and, it's their thing. So Activision now has two awesome MMOs at their disposal. To be fair, Destiny has only been around for like less than a month.
Now, Destiny is very similar to what they had, our public knowledge of Destiny. Sci-fi, near-futuristic, post-apocalyptic, MMO, action MMO style.
And Destiny took less time to develop than...
Makes you think.
Right? Yeah.
What do you guys think, though? Will, Katie, what do you guys think of Blizzard dumping Titan?
Go ahead, Katie.
Oh, I was just going to say, it's not the first time Blizzard's dumped a title, that they didn't feel
Sure.
was right to, continue wasting time on. But just from a business standpoint, like, if you look at other companies, there's tons of stuff that you never hear about that's in development and things that never see the light of day or we don't know were scrapped to begin with. It's just that Blizzard is pretty, they try to be fairly transparent, and, they are a very scrutinized company in the gaming world. So people pay attention more when they quote, quote, waste time and waste 7 years on. But that's just innovation. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. You move on.
Yeah, and the developer in me, screaming like, "Oh my God, 7 years!" I feel bad for the dev teams and whoever's been working on it for that long
time.
But I'm kind of proud of Blizzard in a sense because they just said, "Look, it's not fun. We didn't find its niche. We didn't find it right. So we just said, not gonna give our customers this thing that's." Yes, we worked on it a lot, but we're not going to give this out there just because we did it. We want it to be good. So, That's a pretty bold stance in terms of a company.
So my follow-up question to you guys is this then? Since Blizzard basically in Morheim and Metzen came out with the article that you can read over at Polygon.com talking about the reason why they decided to cancel this next-gen MMO. They said, why are we the gold standard for MMO making? Why do we need to continue to produce a game or games that will already beat the gold standard for MMOs? So the question is, or the question used to be, X game is going to kill WoW. First it was whatever, Star Wars, Rift, go on and on and on. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Arcade, Final Fantasy. But here's a question. Here's a question for you. Is Hearthstone the World of Warcraft killer? Is Hearthstone the MMO killer? And the reason why I asked that is because it was developed by how many people? 7 or 10 people?
Like
5. There you go.
People. Yeah,
and it's made how much money?
20?
There you go.
Millions.
A lot. Millions, okay?
There's 20 million players right now, so
yeah. That they took that into, they were thinking about that. Said, hey, it took a handful of people to make this game that's now made us millions, whereas it's taking us over millions of dollars over the course of WoW's existence to even keep the game functional. Between server maintenances and paying people to work on the games, new, content and yada, yada, yada. So is Hearthstone, the MMO, specifically with the WoW killer? You don't think so?
No.
So you think the MMOs will still thrive after this, in this kind of market, this gaming market that we have today?
It still is, isn't it?
I would say it's. I would say WoW is still thriving pretty well. I mean, it still has over 7 million active subscribers, but I mean, there's no
different kinds of games though.
Right, but the whole point is that Blizzard now put the brakes on the MMO, next gen MMO, because of a game like Hearthstone. If it wasn't for Hearthstone or Heroes of the Storm, they would have continued on with Titan.
I don't know if you can actually say that.
I feel like they would. Because I feel like Heroes and Hearthstone were a big reason why they stopped.
I think it's because of the digestibility of the different types of game. Like, the trend for gamers is digestibility. I don't have 40 hours to throw into this game anymore, but I got 20 minutes here and there, and that's something that is going to eat at the life threads of an MMO. Is just because we as a gaming culture are way more ADD than we used to be.
Yeah, look at Farmville. I mean, freaking Farmville Facebook games. People will play those for 15, 20 minutes and then be done, and they'll spend a ton of money. Freaking Candy Crush. I mean, how many people play that, and how much money did they make off of that? So. Well,
exactly, and that's what makes me think Blizzard's going back to its more simplistic, maybe action-oriented games. First game, Rock and Roll Racing. They went over to make the Lost Vikings, and then they started the big three: Warcraft, StarCraft, and Diablo. So, we'll see. Hopefully that they can continue to make amazing games, but definitely this new market, free to play, pay to win, is starting to really dominate the market, which is unfortunate. I don't think
it's not even pay to win; it's pay to customize too.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of extras that marketing is definitely playing a huge role nowadays in the gaming community. So you have to have that mount, you have to have those colors, you have to have, whatever. So
I want to stand out. Okay, I want to have the best cool
like, hey guys, I picked up an extra paper route so I could look cool on my steed.
Hey, I offered to pay somebody to teach me how to get to rank 20 for last month's card back, and nobody bought.
Teach me how to boogie. You have a legendary player right here. I don't even try, and I get to rank like 10. Last season I got to rank like 10, and I didn't even care. I was like, yeah, here you go. Let's just play some cards. Don't care.
23 is my best because I'm that bad.
How do you even, like, Matt? Oh my god.
I don't even try.
I can't even.
Let me throw some cards out there.
So real quick. So that's just that. That's just something to kind of ponder over. Maybe we can come back to this at a different time. I do want Will to cover a little bit of the Paladins since we are running late. You got about 3 or 4 minutes. So hit us with it.
I can do it, and we'll just do Retribution today. So a little teaser for for next time. We'll probably hit Prot and Holy to talk about healers and tanks and all that kind of stuff next time. So
Nice.
stay tuned.
The old Paladin.
So now that Ghostcrawler's gone, Paladins finally get the love they always deserved. We can buff Paladins, thank goodness. And, you know, first up, the easy one, as I said, Retribution spec for DPS. Inquisition is gone. And I don't know if you know too much about Paladins, but it was sort of like a buff that they needed to keep on themselves and you know, maintain and whatnot. And Blizzard just said, this didn't work, forget this, and it's gone now. So, you know, really at the moment, there's not a lot to talk about with respect to Retribution. The gameplay is sort of the same. You got your holy power generators, and then you spend it on, you know, big hits and stuff. And really, sort of the interesting stuff is the talents. So, you know, let's dive into the talents because they're kind of fun. We have Empowered Seals, Final Verdict, and Seraphim. So Empowered Seals is just pretty boring, just gives you some different things based off of what seal you have on. So like Judgment of Insight gives you 1% of your max health, so that'll be like the tanking seal, just to give you some health back, you know, easy peasy. Seraphim is a 30-second cooldown that increases your pretty much all of your secondary stats for 15 seconds. So that's like 50% buff of or 50% uptime on a buff that gives you some huge stats. So that's probably overpowered, but that's fine. Paladins are good. We're good. We need some buffs. We do. Come on, Ghostcrawler has killed us for so many years.
Hey man, I played that. Paladin was my first class. I know all about how crappy that class can be. You don't know how shitty Paladins can be unless you've leveled one holy in vanilla.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Did you do that by accident?
Yes.
Just like,
yeah. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. So
everyone has like a story like that.
Yeah.
Just like I did it. I leveled as a warrior in Prot or something like that. It took them, you know.
It took me forever, dude.
Years.
Yeah, it took me forever.
I leveled as a fire mage.
Yeah, I leveled holy intentionally just to say that I could.
I did it accidentally, and people still make fun of me. So
yeah.
I remember actually waiting to cast a 6-second pyro.
Jeez.
I don't know why I did those things.
God, no, it's crazy.
Anywho, the last choice for Retribution for talent, level 100 talent, is Final Verdict, which just replaces Templar's Verdict, which is your sort of big damage hitting ability.
Right.
And all it really does at this point is does bigger damage, or it also increases the damage and range of your AoE ability, Divine Storm. So it's just sort of like big damage, big range, yay.
Nice.
Passive kind of stuff. So that's really it for Retribution. I mean, I'm sorry, there really isn't that much else to it. It's sort of looking like the Wrath kind of model, where you got a lot of damaging abilities and buttons, but you know, I'm sure there'll be a priority system, and it won't be as bad as Wrath. But there's not too much engaging stuff for Retribution at the moment. So
Hey, at least you
next
can't
week,
kill yourself anymore.
Yeah. Oh, I missed that. I totally missed Divine Intervention.
It's okay. We forgive
Oh,
you.
no, Seal of Blood and, like, Vesuvius. And you blow yourself up at the end of the fight.
Yeah.
Oh,
Divine Intervention.
Warcraft.
Hardcore.
I missed that, too.
You silly game. What do you kind of cover next week? You gonna do tank and heals, or just tank, or just heals, or both?
It'll all depend on how we're going in the show. But heals will probably be the most interesting one. There's a lot of stuff to talk about with not only holy paladins, but healers in general and what they've done there. So,
nice.
Yeah, heals.
Cool. Well, there you go. Real quick, Matt, shoutouts.
No shoutouts from me this week.
Matt is terrible. Katie, shoutouts.
Shout out to my graphic artist guy, Lamarca. He's working on some fun stuff for me for YouTube and for stream, and I just wanted to say thank you.
I thought you were gonna troll us again and be like John Juan Juanda, whatever that friggin' name was.
No, man.
Oh, he's not educated enough to be your graphics designer? Is that what you're saying? Hmm?
What?
You heard me. Not educated enough.
Hey, the man does beautiful work. He has fixed all of the holes in the walls.
Oh my
Work
god.
It's an art.
Wait.
Will, shout outs.
Drywall is
For the love of God, shout outs.
That's my shout
Before I lose my
shout
show, please do a shout out.
That's my shout out to the guy who taught me drywall.
Great.
He plays WoW too, so it's
Nice.
My life. I want to give a big shout out to a couple of buddies of mine I've been playing a lot of D3 with, Lockhart and Crow. They've been helping me out, gearing me out, running with me, keep me occupied and busy. And a good big shout out to my friend Tom, my old roommate. Also been playing a lot of D3 with him. Been a lot of fun. So thanks for that. Again, Matt has new stuff going on. Shameless plug for Matt. Website.
Oh, thanks, man. Thanks for the opportunity. Yeah, new site going on. Guildmasters.org. If you haven't checked it out yet, great resource for all you guild leaders, officers, raid leaders, whatever. In fact, I have a great interview coming up tomorrow with Midwinter that you'll want to check out on their plans for the expansion. Really, really great read, and it gives a little bit more insight into what being in a top 5 guild is like out there. That's actually competing for US and world first. So great stuff. Look for it tomorrow. I'll include a link as well in the show notes when they go up on BlizzBro.
There you go. Other than that, we are done for the week. I'm actually getting ready to drive to the old Florida from North Carolina, so I got about an 8-hour trip ahead of me. I'm leaving in a couple hours, so I gotta go take a nap. Cause I'm going to Harry Potter World. I'm gonna buy me a wand, and I'm gonna turn you dudes into frogs or some shit. Whatever they did in Harry Potter.
So what's your Patronus?
Oh.
Expecto. You can expecto a Patronus.
Next week?
Oh my god, I'm getting out of here. Guys, later.